Hi, this is David Moffat for my level blockout for level design. So, first interaction is this dude who gets a rock collapsed on him. You don't really know why, but later on you find out why. Looking around your cell, you can see a window that shows you that you're on the coast of an island of some sort. Looking at the person who's been crushed by the rock, you can see he's dropped the key, so you can open your cell and progress. Looking around now, you can see the shadows casting through the cell doors. This is done through HDRI maps and skylights. In a couple of these cells, you can see cellmates who are animated to kind of give the cell some occupancy. Coming out of the jail room, you can see that the dungeon is collapsing around you, and that's probably why that guy got crushed by a rock. Using camera shake and audio cues which are triggered by trigger boxes, the next room is shown to be collapsing through these effects. And to add to the fact that the place is collapsing, I've added dust effects and more finer dust mist to show that the concrete is disintegrating. These characters which are reaching towards levers and doors are showing where you should be looking. This lever is obviously in front of a door to show you that the lever is supposed to be opening the door. This area that we are approaching now has a glass roof to show that we are now at ground level and no longer are underground. The place has clearly been in disarray from the collapsing of the building. This destruction has caused some of the openings to other rooms to be blocked, so the player has to figure out how to get around and figure out how to open this door that they are shown when they first enter the room. The effect on the glass is using refraction variables that warp the light to make it look like actual glass. The lever functions are just blueprints that are linked to each door so that when the lever is interacted in the trigger box, it opens the door and animates the lever. The E symbol is used through a blueprint that interacts with the interface, allowing me to put images onto the interface. Here's a dead character that is reaching towards the door to indicate to the player where he should be going, acting as breadcrumbs. Here, when the player comes through the room, he can see three distinct landmarks: the tree and the two towers. The tree grabs the attention the most because it's green and is a massive contrast of colour to show where the person should be initially going. This room is a kind of room of interest with the statue in the centre and the landmarks outside. Here, the first tower is next to a gate that heads towards the second tower, kind of indicating where the general direction the player should be going. Here, the player is given a surprise event that blocks the player from progressing past the bridge. The event causes the player to have to redirect his direction, so that he can get to the island. Coming back, you can see that there's the building on his right to allow him to go over the wall and onto the tower that is collapsed to make a second bridge. When crossing the bridge, you can see on top of the hill the castle that you came from. The tower event is made through a trigger box that is activated when the player is just about to cross the bridge, and it activates a sequence that causes the tower to fall and the bridge to collapse. Coming through the church on the island, the player can look on the left and see the island that they've came from and get a nice view of the structures on the island. This boat being at the end of the island kind of indicates to the player that he should be going towards it because it's the only thing there in front of him.